Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Meditation. Yesterday was a big day for most of us. Hope it was good for you. Some spent the time with those whom they love. Some didn't. Some had Zoom. Some didn't. Whichever way it was, I hope it was just right for you. So 2020 continues with so many changes. But I bet yesterday many of you were giving thanks and thanks and thanks in different ways than you ever have before. Maybe a lot more attention put into it. But the thanks part of Thanksgiving is over. And now what's left is the giving. But to give what? How do I give? So that's what I want to go over this evening. And it's still related to this theme I've been talking about for the past several weeks. It's based upon the secrets of silence. Because that's where all the work is done. That's where the power is gained. That's where I'm able to do everything that it is that I want to do. Make all the improvements that I want to improve in the laboratory of silence. Give what? So the Thanksgiving, I bet most of you, your thanks had something to do with either your own well-being or in relationships to others. And that's mostly what we're concerned with in life is our relationships. And it's a time for giving. How do I give? I may have the intention to give, but something happens in the process of giving it. Maybe it's not accepted right. Maybe I don't know the words to say. Well, it starts with silence. And silence does not mean that I have to lock myself away in a cave or in a room for days at a time. It just means taking a pause, taking a moment and invert the sense organs of the eyes, instead of looking outside all the time, to turn them and look inside. Just the simple act of observation. And not observing what I think of others or what others have done to me, but just to observe my own thoughts, my own behavior, my own words. Just those things. My own thoughts, words, and behavior. That's a lot. And in doing so, that takes a lot of time. And right there, my relationships have improved because I'm now paying attention to my own thoughts. And I don't have the time. I just can't put the time to be worried about or concerned with or judge what others are doing. It gives me a chance to observe myself and thereby create space. And if you think about it, when you think of giving, the greatest thing that you can give to someone else is space to be. Just give them the space without judgment. But we normally can't do that because we're so caught up, or we don't have the space ourselves. We want to. We have all these relationships that we really love people, but yet in our connection to them in the tangible way, something doesn't get across because there's not the space. I haven't been able to take the time to sit back and give something because there's a whole line of thoughts and, well, more than thoughts. These powerful feelings that are constantly urging themselves to express themselves. That's the value of taking the occasional time out. The occasional time out, and by occasional I mean regular. One of the things I like about what the Brahma Kumaris do is they have this thing called traffic control. And throughout the day, you just take a minute throughout the day, like every couple of hours, and just stop everything you're doing and observe the traffic of your own mind. Just doing that. I don't really have to change anything. I just observe the flow of thoughts where they're going. And that simple act of observation begins to change the whole dynamic inside my own mind. It gives me a chance to step back away from myself and observe myself and see qualities in myself that I have forgotten because I'm so caught up in the trivial day-to-day, hour-to-hour business of existing, of living. And that's really not life. That's just the business of living. But what I want is to experience fulfillment in life. What I want to experience is liberation in my life. In fact, I don't know anything about the future. I'm not making efforts for some future time. I want to make efforts to have my life improved now. And the biggest part of that is in the richness of my relationships with others. Thanksgiving. I'm thankful to be here, and I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to give. And I can give when I have something to give. It's all based upon one thing after another. I want to give thanks. I want to give. I have to have something to give. So that means I have to have space. So in order to give something, it's like maybe you have an overabundance of pumpkin pie from your Thanksgiving meal and you want to share it. It's no difficulty at all. In fact, you have whole pies that you haven't even touched. You're very happy to give them away. Why? Because you have extra. Why? Because you're full with pumpkin. You have all the pumpkin you need. You love the pumpkin. You have enough for today and tomorrow. There's nothing to worry about. So all the extra you can give away to others, and they really enjoy it too, and you're not any sense of sacrificing. This is what giving is. Giving is based upon my state of fullness. It's not that I give away the one thing that I have. It's not sacrifice. That's based upon some type of nobility. This is just based upon being full. So to learn to fill myself, and the main way I fill myself is not to waste time filling up with the unnecessary. That's why I take time out. Everything, whenever I do, no matter if I want to give away something, no matter what I want to donate, no matter what I want to give blessings, no matter that I want to self-improve, all these things are dependent upon having the internal space. Everything is dependent on having the internal space to do it. And in that space, in that quiet, is an incredible power. This is something that I know. In that silent space, in me, it's always been there, it always will be there, is an intrinsic, eternal, and infinite power of mind that's capable of all things. It's a gentleness. That's where we start. In the quiet landscape of my mind is this environment of gentleness based upon having space, based upon having time. I have the time and space to give. It's no different than giving away those extra pumpkin pies. In fact, they're not even bad. You're not giving them away because you don't like them. You're giving them away because You enjoy them so much and you have more than you can possibly give. So giving actually helps you. You don't have to store it. So normally, again, we hang on to things that we love. And that's what attachment is. Attachment is hanging on to something because somehow I've come to this belief that there's a limited supply of that which I need. There's a limited supply of the beauty. It just means that I haven't become aware of the fact that there's an internal, infinite, immense supply of every quality that I need. I could have this spiritual pumpkin pie for everyone at any time if I just do this one simple thing of paying attention to myself. Try it. Take time. Don't try to talk yourself into something, or you don't need to chant something. I talked about this last week. There's no words in silence. We communicate through vibration. We communicate through resonance. People call it the vibe, an aura. And when that energy that's coming out from you doesn't want anything from someone, that's super attractive. We're always concerned with whether we're attractive enough. And so we do all these things to the body to become more attractive, but that doesn't last. But a gentle nature, a kind nature, a cordial, loving nature, these things never go out of style, and no one will ever get tired of them. It's not that I'm doing it for anyone to like me. It's that I'm doing it because I have a surplus. Again, I'm right back to this pumpkin pie metaphor. I have a surplus of good feelings because I've done the work of observing myself and creating space inside me. And this is the secret of silence. I discover all these beautiful jewels within, so much so that I'm not just giving away pumpkin pie now, but I'm giving away jewels, jewels of knowledge, jewels of virtues, jewels of power, jewels of good wishes and pure feelings for all. So let's take a couple breaths now. Inhale. And exhale, just let it out. Really do it with me. Do it with me. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. And as you exhale this time, just create that space internally. Feel your mind, visualize your mind, emptying out not all the unnecessary, but just enough to have all the space that you need, plus a little more. And I just observe myself. Perhaps I just see a point of light in the center of my forehead, radiating outward. And that light kind of fills the entire internal landscape of my mind. My actual brain and skull is just being filled with this light, taking away dark shadows. Feel this. That's the key to successful meditation, is to feel it. And in that light, it also kind of purifies. Like They use light now to purify. Just putting something out in the sunlight for a couple days will purify it. Gets all the unnecessary out from the beautiful radiance of the sun, just drying it all out. In the same way, in this light of silence within me, all the dark corners are flushed out. There's no fear. I'm actually letting go. I don't even have to let go. It's pushed out of me, all these unnecessary thoughts of why this and why that and how will that. So all these questions. Silence is a point, and all these questions are these little hooks. Just even the question mark itself is shaped like a hook, hooking one after another, chaining me together, chaining me down, keeping me grounded and like a prisoner of my own mind. Put a full stop to waste. Take a moment. If your thoughts don't stop completely, be happy that they're slowing down. Repeat this habit. That's a meditation. Just taking a few moments to have a conversation with myself and enjoying the space that's created. I don't have to fill up every minute, every moment with something. Okay, let's not go on too long. I wish you well. I'm thankful for any of you that are watching. I'm thankful to get a chance to do this. And so now I'm concentrated on giving, just sharing my excess, as I called it earlier, pumpkin pie. Om Shanti. See you next time.